Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. So we're back with DxOMark's Micro Four Thirds Top 10 Best Zooms. And again, they've used the Olympus OMD E-M5 and the Panasonic GH3 to do their evaluations here. And there's a couple of surprises here. Some stuff is, you would expect because some of the top end zooms, there's not a lot of choice in. But there's a couple here that I was really surprised at. Let's go through the list. Number one, the Panasonic 12-35 f2.8, that's a fantastic lens. I expected it to be right at the top. It's also $1,129 they have down here at launch. I think it's even been more expensive than that. You could probably fluctuate sales and things. Number two, Panasonic Lumix 35-100 f2.8. So there's the pair right there. Number one and number two, the two big Panasonic f2.8 zooms. Fantastic lenses. Panasonic 7-14 f4 is number three. So actually they've got the top trifecta. Number four, the Olympus Digital Zuiko 9-18 f4 to 5.6. Number five, the Panasonic Lumix 14-42 f3.5 to 5.6. This is what I thought was really surprising. I mean, here essentially we have the kit lens, and it's number 5 out of the top 10 zooms, right behind the top 3, which are all Panasonic, and then Olympus sneaks in the 9-18 there, but then number 5, so you go from fairly pricey lenses, then you drop down to about a $200 lens, and it's number 5. This is an interesting result. The fact that it's number 5, it's like a sleeper lens. Keep that in mind if you're looking for a great all-round zoom for your 4/3. It's not a lot of money. Kit lens right there is a good one to have. Next up, 6, we have the Olympus 14-42. So it's pretty good too, but it comes in behind the Panasonic. The Panasonic 45-150 is up next. And then we have the Panasonic 40-150. Or sorry, the Olympus 40-150. Then we got the Panasonic 14-42, variable aperture as well. Then we got the Panasonic 100-300. And the difference there, I should point out, that the one that ranked number 5 on that Panasonic inexpensive lens is the version 2. We're talking about the version 1 here when we're down on, I guess, number 7 or 8. Then we have, as I said, the Panasonic 100-300 f4 to f5.6. I had that lens. It's a nice lens. Not the sharpest lens at the long end, but certainly not bad for a 600mm when you factor in the 2 times. Then we've got the 45-175 by Panasonic. The Olympus 12-50 variable aperture, that's the 3.5 to 6.3 EZ lens. Then we've got the Olympus 75-300 f4.8 to 6.7 version 2. The Panasonic 45-200. The Olympus 75-300 f4.8 to 6.7. And the Panasonic 14-140. Now I'll post a list there for you. I'll post a link to DxOMark. But really what I wanted to point out there was how interesting it is. I'm not surprised with the top 3 Panasonic, with the 2.8 zooms and then the f4 one in there too, being 1, 2, and 3. Those are all phenomenal zooms. I've heard nothing but good things. What I was really surprised with is that number 5, like I said, is the Panasonic Lumix Vario 14-42 f3.5 to 5.6 version 2 Mega OIS. This is a cheap lens, if you want to call it that, a couple $100. And it's number 5. This is kind of a surprise or a little sleeper there, folks, and something to be aware of. If you're not wanting to spend the big bucks, if you don't need f2.8 on the big zooms from Panasonic, number 5 is a couple $100 and a really, really good lens. You look at the scores there, you're looking at the top one, the 12-35 Panasonic, the f2.8 is a 19, and we come down to that cheapie, 14. Not too far off, especially when you consider that you're dropping down in score a fair bit in some of these other lenses that are still pricier. So I think it's a good option for an inexpensive field zoom, just for your general standard zoom. So keep that in mind, folks. I'll post the link so you can have a look at the DxOMark results here. Not a lot of big surprises, as I said in here. Not kind of as interesting maybe as the Prime list. But the big one there is the fact that Panasonic kit lens scores so well. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, suggestions. How do you feel about the rankings on here? What's your experience with any of these lenses? Comments down below. And tune in soon. We'll be back with some new videos, some new articles. We'll keep you up to date with what's going on in the world of photography here at artoftheimage.com. Thanks a lot, folks.